time, just about 2 hours. So that's about a 6-hour game. Not too bad. I mean, I got it for free, but and if you can get it for maybe 15, 20 bucks, I'd say it's worth it. It's very, very easy, though. But I think that's sort of the point. It's definitely more a story-driven game than a gameplay-driven game. That's sort of long. No, just sit back then. Oh man. Anyway, some more thoughts on the game. There's probably a lot of stuff that would have been sort of tied up a lot better if I had actually taken the time to find everything. Not that I would do that on my first playthrough anyway. But when we asked the girl why we had to die, it could also very, very well have been collateral damage, just like all the people at the church. I mean, I guess it makes sense both ways. And, you know, the main character you've been playing being one of the murderers just sort of ties things together just that little bit better. It's definitely not necessary for the story, though. So I think, well, my computer definitely sometimes had some trouble running it. It has a lot of trouble running newer games. But, you know, it ran pretty well for basically everything maxed except for anti-aliasing. It's a great looking game. It's pretty technically impressive in many areas. The lip syncing for most of the characters is fantastic. Voice acting also great. I'm definitely a person who loves story-driven games. And the two games I've played most recently that I had never beaten before is this game and Spec Ops: The Line, which I finally beat, and that game just fucks you up. Spec Ops: The Line, though, is a very gameplay-driven game, and it is really good gameplay. It's a third-person shooter. I honestly recommend you play it. Even if you're not into the weird, like, you know, I can't even go into it without spoiling the plot, but if you like games that are psychological and tell a good story, I recommend you play it. It'll make you feel like crap, even though the game has, you know, good sort of dark humor. You know, I think the characters are decently well written. I mean, it's not that long a game either. It's probably about the same length, maybe 5 or 6 hours if you're bad at it. I'd say it's probably about maybe 2. If you don't die and you're playing it on easy, it's probably about a 4-hour game. So I'd say all things considered, it's probably about the same length as this game if you know what you're doing in both of them. However, which game would I play the most? Just as far as replayability, Spec Ops: The Line is a lot more interesting gameplay-wise, and it gets pretty difficult the higher up you go, and there's achievements for playing through at certain difficulties. This game, no difficulty. It's obvious it's a set difficulty, but there is a lot more collectible stuff, and there's a lot more achievements that aren't opening. There we go. There's a lot more achievements for this game, I believe. And I think, yeah, just playing through the game and doing a couple extra side things, I have more than half of the achievements. I have about 93% of the achievements in Spec Ops: The Line, and I'm going for 100%. Currently the only 100% I've ever done on a Steam game, at least. Well, I've never done any on PSN, but so the only game I've ever 100%ed as far as achievements go on Steam is Life is Strange, but I think they basically just give you those because that is really a really story-driven game. I really like it too. It's obvious that they were definitely running out of time when it came to creating the main plot, and they really had to just put something together. They had to drop a lot of plot elements. So that's a bit of a shame, but it's still it gets the main points across that it was trying to get across. And I can't really fault them for that. So I'm trying to think of any games that I should play after this. I'm not sure I want to stream my playthroughs of Spec Ops: The Line while I'm 100%ing it. Even though I don't have that many achievements left, I have to beat... I'm currently working on the suicide mission difficulty, which will also unlock the second hardest. The second... Yeah, I beat the easy one, and I never beat the medium one, so I'm just going to hard, and that'll unlock medium. Because you need to beat hard to unlock Fubar, which is the hardest difficulty. And the great thing about Spec Ops: The Line is that you can take however the fuck much time you want. And considering I'm going to have basically every other achievement unlocked by the time I play it, I don't need to worry about actually... No, I need to find the rest of the collectible, the rest of the intel. But besides that, can I skip this? I tried before, but maybe it's changed. Nope. I took a screenshot though. So games for you to play. If you like what you saw here, and this is going on YouTube as well, Murdered Soul Suspect is a game if you like murder mysteries, if you like spook. Just a little bit of spook, though. If you like, detective work. If you like detectives. Not quite a spy game, but there aren't a whole lot of spy games in this regard. I mean, you have things like Invisible Ink, which is a strategical, turn-based sneak 'em up game, I guess. And then you have something like Jazzpunk, which I've not yet played, but it's just this sort of hard-boiled, almost 50s or 60s era sort of spy game, but it's just off the walls insane. I definitely want to play that through on stream, so I'll need to buy it. I don't think it's that expensive. But after this stream, I'm going to be setting up my stream system as it would be at college. I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to stream at college because the internet there is significantly worse. But then again, I only had one little thing, one little instance of dropped frames, and I don't know where it happened, but I dropped like almost 1,800 frames. I have no goddamn clue how that happened. I think it happened while I was in the bathroom. But it's running strong. And I'm just sitting here, waiting for it to end, because I hope there might be something at the end of this